we will officially get things rolling here at the top of the hour. So welcome to Win More Corporate Clients, 5 shifts B2B consultants, coaches, and speakers need to make now to get more clients from the Fortune 500 and the Inc. 5000. So welcome. It is great. We have so much to share with you. Charlie Posnack, our amazing COO, is here. Rachel on our team is here, managing all of the back end, tag, making sure that your questions all get answered during our big Q&A. So we're doing a full court press here to make sure you get maximum value from our time together today. So my friends, you are in the right place. This is for you if you want to land more B2B clients, meaning Fortune 500 and or Inc. 5000, large corporations, small to mid-sized companies, executives at big global brands, executives and decision makers at national companies, or even smaller to mid-size, more entrepreneurial, small business, medium-sized business firms. And from those prospects, you want more appointments, leads, and sales without cold calling, expensive ads that generally don't work with B2B buyers anyway, sending spam to strangers, because I can imagine how much you love doing that, or exhausting content marketing. And in this puppet show that I just told you about, we do a little puppet dialogue about exhausting content marketing and what makes this little consultant puppet so gosh darn angry about wasting all that time and effort and energy. Good news, you can sit back, you can relax. There's nothing for sale on this masterclass. I would encourage you grab a pen, notebook, pen, journal, favorite writing instrument, favorite writing medium, iPad, Apple Pencil, whatever it is you like to do. Turn off all distractions, close your office door, turn off the phone, turn that on to silent, get off that email tab, get off that Facebook tab, and pay close attention to what we're talking about here today to maximize your learning, your doing, and your results. And I would also encourage you to take good notes so that you can apply these strategies right now. For the folks that stick around, we always have a nice little endurance bonus. So if you stick to the end of this masterclass, I do have a special gift for all the folks who are on with us live at the end. So for the folks that might not know who I am, hi, my name is David Newman. I run a company called Do It Marketing. I'm considered one of the top marketing mentors for B2B consultants and business coaches and experts. I'm the author of 3 best-selling books, Do It Marketing and Do It Speaking and Do It Selling, that just came out in May. I personally have had clients and audiences in the Fortune 500, 44 of the Fortune 500. I'm not sure what's wrong with the other, 456 of them, but I will tell you they missed the boat. But 44 of the Fortune 500 I've worked with or spoken for personally, plus of course, dozens and dozens and dozens of small and mid-sized firms that you would find in the Inc. 5000 small entrepreneurial growing companies. I'm the creator of our Do It MBA mentorship and community. We have over 1,800 clients and alumni doing what you want to do. And you're going to meet some of these folks, by the way, on the masterclass today. And they are closing corporate deals anywhere from $20,000 on the small side to a story that I'll share with you a little bit later, $575,000 deals. I'm not talking about having a $575,000 year. I'm talking about having a $575,000 client. And I have been a multiple 7-figure business owner since 2017. I share that with you because there's a lot of goofballs out there talking about consultants, coaches, experts, all of this stuff, and they want to force you to become an internet marketer. And they have a monkey see, monkey do, mini me program. You can write that down. Monkey see, monkey do, mini me program that's going to force your square peg into a round hole. And I want to assure you that is not what we do, and that is not what we're about. So I'll share a little bit more as far as numbers. I started doing this back in 2002. I primarily had 3 profit centers in my own business, serving Fortune 500 and Inc. 5000 companies. So I was doing corporate training, a fair bit of speaking, and a little bit of consulting and coaching. I personally worked with clients like Microsoft and IBM, Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, AstraZeneca, American Express, and whatever, 44 more or 40 more in addition to those. After that, I spent the next 10 years and sort of shifted the business to teaching, coaching, and mentoring B2B experts like you and me how to do this. I mentioned 7-figure business since 2017. Doing the math overall, we have generated $9 million of top line revenue in the last 6 years. Now that might sound great, but of course I don't do this alone. So obviously I mentioned Charlie's here, Rachel's here. We have an amazing team of 10 rock stars who work with me. And our company has 3 different levels of mentoring. So 3 different mentoring experiences and 3 different mentoring communities for B2B experts. We have something for folks that are not yet at the $100,000 per year level. We have folks that are between 100K and 500K, and we have a third group, which is our MBA elite group, for folks that are 500K and above in annual revenue. So there's going to be something for everyone in our portfolio. I want to just do a little check-in with you and see if this resonates with our best clients and the folks that we help the most. There's some real common symptoms among B2B consultants, business coaches, executive coaches, corporate speakers, and trainers. So I'll go down the list, and then I'd love you to chime in and let me know which ones are most prevalent in your world. The first one is revenue ups and downs. You know what that means. The second one rather, is sales have stalled, meaning sales have either flatlined or run out of gas. Inconsistent and lumpy cash flow, that's the third one, obviously a result of number 1 and number 2 combined. Never recovered from pandemic dips. So many of our clients' businesses were devastated. I just mean like devastated, decimated in 2020 and 2021. Coming out of that, never fully recovered psychically, emotionally, marketing-wise, sales-wise. Profit goes down as revenue goes up. That's typically a scaling problem, that when you start to add team or you start to add some overhead, you might have 4 people, 5 people, 6 people working with you, but your personal take-home goes down as your company revenue goes up, and that's never fun. No systems, no predictability, putting out too many fires, never enough time, or just a general feeling that you've sort of gotten maxed out, stressed out, burned out, stuck, and frustrated. Please put in the question box, which ones of these resonate with you? Just type them out. And what did I miss? What did I miss? What are you coming in here with as far as a challenge or an issue or a symptom that you don't see on this slide that we can perhaps tailor our conversation around, or certainly tailor the Q&A at the end? But please type in the chat which one or ones are yours. And then Charlie, I'm going to throw it to you. What are you seeing there in the question box? What are people typing in?
Remarkably, it's fairly varied, but I think inconsistency and no system seem to be 2 that are standing out.
Interesting. So is that inconsistency, again, from what you can tell, and again, folks, please keep typing. We'd love to share these as many as we can. Inconsistent lumpy cash flow, or inconsistent kind of marketing and sales activity, kind of gas on, gas off, gas on, gas off, that feast and famine. Market, get clients, serve clients, turn off the marketing. More marketing, get clients, turn off the marketing, etc. Any patterns there?
Some of both. I think the lumpy cash flow, because of the way you phrased it in the on the slide here, is getting a little more play, but surely both of those.
Okay, excellent, good. So let's talk about what the solution is, because there's the solution that you probably think, and there's the solution that will actually work. So the solution that many people think, and especially all these internet marketing gurus, and you got to do funnels and content marketing and videos and all this crazy nonsense. If you have a nail and the only tool in your toolbox is a hammer, you're going to grab that hammer and smack the heck out of that nail. What's the hammer that most people recommend? Growth, more, bigger, right? Get bigger, make more money, hire more team, scale your ads, whatever you're doing. We're having worked with over 1,800 people, having done this for our own business and many, many other businesses. I will tell you that growth is rarely the answer, because you can't grow a broken foundation. Jot that one down. You cannot grow a broken foundation. And when you try to, it is frustrating, annoying. You hit all kinds of obstacles and barriers, and it kind of sucks, if I can be brutally honest about that. So this kind of almighty, let's all pray at the altar of growth, more, bigger, better, faster, of what's not working well now, but just do more of it, is ridiculous. So our model is based on integration. It is not based on growth. So let's talk about, up at the top, marketing consists of pinpoint positioning, unmistakable messaging, meaning that your clients truly understand what you're saying, and compelling offers where they lean forward and they go, oh my gosh, I want that, I need that. As a result, you get more respect and you move out of commodity positioning and you move into authority positioning. So that's piece number 1 that we need to integrate. Piece number 2 is around your sales. And sales is about curated relationships, very specifically, who is your economic buyer? How will you reach them? Consistent activation of those relationships through a combination of research, relevance, and building a relationship, not pitching and not peddling. And then reliable conversion is what is your sales process to move people from prospect to paying client. Once you dial that in, you will experience faster growth only because you will move from sporadic success in sales to an accelerated pace of win after win after win. The third thing that we have to think about is scale. So this is where we talk about revenue multipliers, scalable delivery, so one-to-many profit centers that do not necessarily take up your personal time, attention, and presence, and building a trusted team. So marketing and sales and scale integrated together into one system, and this is our Do It MBA model that we use and teach with our clients and have them implement. It's about integration. Growth is not a goal, growth is a byproduct of doing this the right way. And if you do this the right way, and I'll show you the math on this a little bit later, you can actually do less marketing, work with fewer clients, and take home more money. Let me repeat that just in case you just fell out of your chair. Do less marketing, make fewer sales to bigger, better clients at higher fees, and be able to actually get your life back and have this business be fun again instead of maxed out, stressed out, burned out. Because you've integrated together the marketing methodology and strategies, the sales methodology and strategies, and the scale methodology and strategies. So if this is a light bulb moment for you, I would love you just type in light bulb. Type in light bulb in the question box, because a lot of people are coming onto webinars like this and expecting us to teach from the playbook of growth, 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 more, bigger, better, faster, and not fixing the foundational pieces first. If you agree that you got to fix the foundation first before you can start worrying about growth and scale and leverage and all of those things, if this was a light bulb moment for you, please type in light bulb. Charlie, is it just you and me, or do we have some light bulb people happening? Give me some names of some of the light bulb folks.
Light bulb folks: Michael, Raymond, Crystal, Robert, Susan, Art, Monica. Did I say Monica? It's kind of scrolling up and down here. A lot of light bulbs going off, David.
Excellent. Good, good, good. Hopefully they're 100-watt light bulbs, and they're going to keep burning nice and bright even after our master class is over. All right. So let's talk about the weakest link and how to identify if this is happening in your world. Marketing is weak when you have no distinction in the marketplace as a B2B consultant, coach, corporate speaker, corporate trainer. No distinction and lots of price pressure. This means that you are an interchangeable part. You are what Henry Ford talked about on the assembly line. You and the person next to you and the one in front of you and the one behind you, I can hire all of them. Doesn't really matter who's got the cheapest price. If your sales muscle is weak, and we see a lot of this, people are overly dependent on referrals. They say, oh, my business is all referral, and that's great, except referral is the gravy, it is not the meat. You cannot rely on referrals, you cannot control referrals, and when you need to pay the mortgage next month, you can't really say, hey, by the way, can I get some referrals? Can the universe please send me some referrals? Because if you're not in proactive control of your sales process, you've got no pipeline, and you literally don't know where your next client is coming from. Finally, if the scalability of your business is weak, then you'll start to notice that it feels like a grind. Exhaustion starts to set in and you hit a revenue ceiling. So let me put this in plain English, because we've got 9 words here that really kind of paint this picture for you. Don't have time to go into this in detail, but this is really about you and your business gaining absolute distinction in the marketplace, gaining a profound understanding of what your clients are going through. And a lot of times we talk about sales discovery questions. Even before you get to the sales discovery questions, you have to understand what they're going through. You have to know them better than they know themselves. Compelling offers is what's going to unleash clients wanting to work with you. Not that they need to work with you, but they actually want to work with you. Curated relationships is going to build up your data bank of connections. Having consistent activation means that you're regularly inviting people to conversations about how you can help them. And of course, reliable conversion is generating clients. That is your MMA or money-making activity machine. We'll talk about that later. Revenue multipliers helps build up your cash flow, including monthly recurring revenue. So we have clients right now, for example, that we're working with that we say, well, how much money is coming in October if you do absolutely nothing? And the answers range from $20,000, $30,000, $60,000, $50,000, $45,000. If no new sales happen between now and October 31, they're still taking 30, 40, 45, 50, 25, 20K to the bank that month because they have revenue multipliers in place and they've enrolled their clients in a monthly recurring revenue consulting, coaching, or training type of agreement. Scalable delivery is about leverage and having a trusted team like the amazing Rachel and the amazing Charlie. That gives the business owner some freedom and some fun and some margin and some white space back in your calendar. All of that is to build a professional services B2B expert-based business that is profitable, scalable, and saleable. And if that's something that you want, that's right in the bullseye of our entire MBA model. If that is something that you want, just type in the word want. Because man, I was for the first 10 years of my business, when I was figuring this out and building these systems and putting these processes in place, I would have given my left arm to have a turnkey system that could help me be profitable, scalable, and eventually saleable. That's not to say that you have to sell your business, but if your business is saleable, it's a lot more fun to run and it's a lot more profitable, even if you never sell it, even if you never sell. So if you want that, you're like, oh man, that's what I want. Holy smokes, if we can unlock some of that today, the journey would be worth the trip. Just type in want. Charlie, is it just you and me that want this kind of business, or are some other people chiming in here in the question box?
I think there are a handful of other people who are chiming in the box, question box.
That's excellent. All we need is a handful. All we need is a tiny, tiny handful. Excellent. So let me tell you about our amazing client, Cindy. Cindy came in to work with us and she says, I didn't know what I didn't know. I was doing okay, but had no idea how to grow beyond where I was. Working with David and the team has changed my business. It has changed my life. It has changed my family's life. It has changed my family tree. So this is a client case story that just gets at the heart of everything we do. Because our entire business, the only reason that these 10 amazing people come to work every day is to do this. We help B2B experts create profound impact for their clients and lasting wealth and freedom. That's what Cindy means by you changed my family tree. You changed my trajectory towards generational wealth. So lasting wealth and freedom for themselves and their family. So this is what we do here at our company. And I'm just going to be completely transparent with you. If what we've talked about so far resonates with you and you can identify some of these pieces as missing and you'd like our help to kind of figure out what's going on, I would encourage you right now, book a one-on-one post-workshop demo call. You're talking directly to Charlie Posnek, who is also right here. You've already heard his voice. He's also available in the question box in the chat. If you go to yourdemocall.com, and Rachel, I think you're putting that in the chat here as we speak, yourdemocall.com, this is a 15-minute call. It's a 15-minute call. We do not employ salespeople, and this is not a sales call. This is a helping call and a showing you what's possible call. And if you decide that you'd like to explore further, we can certainly explore further. So I would just encourage you, if you are picking up what I'm laying down here so far, and you want to be our next success story, and I'll come back to this towards the end a little bit, but do this now. Give yourself the gift of don't just have this be another webinar. Don't just have this be, okay, this was great, nice information, and then go back to the coal mines and go back to the struggle. Let's have a little customization conversation. Let's figure out where your business is as far as service model, revenue model, business model, lead generation, prospecting, pricing. Charlie is really, really great at unpacking a business very, very quickly, giving you some actionable, implementable ideas even during that 15-minute call. And again, if there's a logical next step, we can talk about what that is. If there isn't, we just love to help people. We just love to get people unstuck and realizing the full potential of their expert-driven business. And so I would encourage you, jump out, book that call right now. We will then hop into the rest of our agenda. So the nitty-gritty is, and this is what was on the agenda for our chat, how to add 20K to 30K extra per month by landing bigger, better clients, how to create, market, and monetize other B2B services that companies actually want to buy. So we talked about the desire component, that yeah, they have to get it. Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, it's eating broccoli. We want this to be like a triple layer chocolate cake, that they want to buy it. You've unlocked their inner desire to do business with you. How to boost your monthly recurring revenue, so you stop the revenue roller coaster by using the golden triangle. How to command premium fees from corporate buyers, move away from hourly pricing. And how to connect with corporate prospects, gain their trust, have them lower their shields, and sell your services more easily and more often. And of course, how to do all of this without the usual overwhelm, burnout, cold calling, or marketing monkey work that you hate. Now, I want to talk about this term marketing monkey work because one of my mentors says to me, David, no one knows what you mean by monkey work. And I say, okay, well, let me ask them. We're doing a live masterclass. So when you hear marketing monkey work, do me a favor, type in the chat what kind of tasks, what kind of usual advice, usual is in quotes, what kind of exhausting, repetitive, non-productive, non-helpful, non-lead generating, non-money making activity do you consider marketing monkey work? Please put that in the chat. Please put that in the chat. What is your definition? What kinds of tasks, what kinds of things are in this category of marketing monkey work? So I told my friend and mentor, I said, I think they know. I think they know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's just see if we have a little evidence here that when I say monkey work, it's not even what I mean about it. I mean, I'm curious, what do you associate with marketing monkey work that does not generate results? Charlie, what kinds of monkey work are we seeing?
Lots and lots of things related to social media, posting on social media, creating, thumbnails and things like that for social media, creating videos, just a lot of content related things, creating emails to people, blogging, cold calling, lots of things like that.
Yes, and amen. So, Charlie, you and I are going to go back and we are going to report they know exactly, right? Our peeps know exactly what marketing monkey work means to them. And I feel you, I get you, and I got you. I got you on this one. So no worries. So let's start to peel back the step-by-step plan to add 20K to 30K per month for your B2B business by winning more corporate clients. And we will be doing some math. I have to warn you. Some of you know me, I'm an English major and a drama major, but I do know how to do math, and we will do math on this masterclass to show you the dramatic difference between doing this the hard way and doing this the integrated way. So questions, just to again revisit the symptom check. Do you have trouble getting corporate clients or don't know how to do it consistently? Do you suffer from that feast or famine revenue roller coaster with wild ups and downs that we talked about? Do you have great content and get great results for corporate clients, but you're lost in the noise, don't stand out, and genuinely feel like a best kept secret? Do you also secretly know that your work is worth a lot more than what you're charging for it today, but you're afraid that if you raise your fees, no one will pay them? Do you start out every month wondering where your next corporate clients and prospects will come from? So that's the lack of the monthly recurring revenue we talked about. And are you working way too hard for not nearly enough money and just not sure how to fix it? So I feel you, I get you, and I got you. The first 3 years of my entire business going down this path alone, without mentors, without guidance, without coaching, complete and utter train wreck, like complete and utter train wreck. I made every mistake in the book. I made the good ones twice. I heard about this mythical thing called a six-figure business. And my very first workshop was for a small real estate office who wanted a time management class. And they said, hey, do you do time management? And at that point, I did everything. And I said, yes. And they said, well, how much would be a time management class? And I pulled a number out of thin air. I said, $1,200. And then I'm looking at this $1,200 and I said, six-figure business? What's the big deal? I already have a six-figure business. My first client is a six-figure deal. Look, there's the 6 figures. Yes, I counted the cents. I counted the cents in my 6-figure business. The problem with that $1,200 check is that was the first check, the last check, and the only check that I got for the next 9 months. 9 months after this, $0 weeks, $0 months, $0 quarters. I was having the conversation with my lovely bride, who I nicknamed the hot one. And she's like, so honey, when are you going to kind of go back and get a real job? When are we going to kind of give up this little entrepreneurial make-believe pretend game? And I was like this cat in the poster from the 1970s. Hang in there, baby. Every excuse I gave my wife, she was kind of making this face at me. Oh, it's going to work. Oh, I'm going to figure it out. Oh, I'm just, I'm a couple weeks away from, this client's going to land. What you talking about, Willis? So you can talk a good game, but the results speak for themselves. And if your results are not where you want them to be, it is time to do some things differently. So I started doing some things differently. And I started working in rooms of 500 and 600 people. So when I say I started working in rooms of 500 and 600 people, this is me, and I'm working in a room of 500 or 600 people. So this was an internet marketing conference back in 2005. Yes, archival photograph. Look, I've got hair. I have hair on the top of my head. Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why was I in this room of 500 or 600 people? I wanted to learn how this worked. I wanted to learn how the magic of internet marketing, passive revenue, the magic add to cart button, how can I get me some of that? Now remember, corporate Fortune 500 trainer, small and mid-sized companies are my clients as well, Inc. 5000 companies, Merrill Lynch, American Express, AstraZeneca, PNC Bank, Microsoft, IBM, QVC, every 3-letter acronym company was my client. I wanted to figure out internet marketing because I thought that was the easy button. It wasn't the easy button, it was the crazy button. So the right mentors and coaches changed everything. I was able to get the clarity and the focus and start making the right decisions of who I wanted to reach, what I wanted to do, how much I wanted to charge, and I stopped doing things that didn't work. So internet marketing craziness, trying to do everything all the time, sales malpractice, talking to 90% non-buyers, and revenue dips, undercharging, and wrong charging. So all of that stopped. Fast forward to today, and I speak on stages both in person and virtually all over the country. I mentioned the 3 best-selling books. These client logos are not my client logos. These client logos are the client logos of our clients. So we help our clients get B2B corporate consulting, coaching, and training contracts with companies like 3M, Lockheed Martin, KPMG, General Electric, Marriott, Johnson & Johnson, Disney, Nike, Dell, Bank of America, BMW, Procter & Gamble, NASA, etc. So we've come a long way, baby. Your success is our success. I know what it's like to be in your shoes when things are not working the way you would like them to work. And I know what it's like to experience some degree of success. I will tell you that succeeding is a lot more fun. You have expertise right now that the world needs more than ever, and your expert business needs that solid foundation so that we can do the integration together. The integration of messaging, packaging, positioning, business model, service model, pricing, fees, how to get a steady stream of leads, clients, and cash. So the 3 success factors are really around clarity and focus and decisions. Because without those 3 things, your strategy is always changing, your tactics are going to be scattered and exhausting, and your results are inconsistent and subpar. So perhaps you feel, these are bouncers, of course, and they're just not letting you in. They're not letting you in because there's a secret club of highly paid experts. And of course, there is no secret club of highly paid experts. You just need to know the password. You need to know the password to get in to the secret club of highly paid B2B experts. And then once you've dialed this in, post-integration, what's life going to look like? You're going to get hired consistently and be able to get more B2B and corporate clients at higher fees. You'll be seen as a true expert who is not easily interchangeable with others. You can get new business easily anytime you want by tapping into the hidden sources of B2B clients. As I mentioned, you'll realize there is no secret club, and you'll push through and add an additional 6 figures to your business faster than you ever thought possible. And you'll do all of this while regaining the joy and fun you first had when you started. And frankly, you're going to kind of wonder, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and go, man, what was I waiting for? Why didn't I do this much, much sooner? So here is what our job is for the rest of our time together. Unlocking that extra $100,000, maybe as much as $300,000, even $500,000 of revenue from corporate clients. And there's 5 critical shifts. And again, math is included. So stand by, you math people. You know who you are. Shift number 1 is to stop selling your time. I mentioned the golden triangle. So most B2B experts have 1 or more of these profit centers. Doesn't matter which one is primary. Speaking is used to build awareness, and that's really all it can do. If the client wants to go further, then we need to go to a set of training solutions, because training is where skills transfer happens. If we like that and that starts to stick, then we need to go to long-term coaching and consulting, because only in long-term coaching and consulting do we have sustained behavior change over time. And then if you do that right, it leads to more speaking, more training, more consulting and coaching. In other words, internal referrals, working with different divisions, different departments, different business units, different geographies of your client. They will start to pass you around like candy. I have one client who literally, all of the deals that she's closed in the last 6 months are things like 5th project with client A, 7th project with client B, 12th project with client C, because this cycle has now kicked in. And the questions that clients are now asking is, how can we go further? What more can we do? How else can we spread this throughout the organization? And the upselling and cross-selling is organic, and renewal is built in. Please write that down. Upselling and cross-selling is organic, and renewal, meaning year after year after year, they keep bringing the person back. Renewal is baked in from the beginning, very intentionally and very specifically. One of our mantras in all 3 of our coaching communities is, you can't serve big if you sell small. So my advice to you, my friends, is to start selling big, or start selling bigger. Don't sell training, sell professional development contracts. Don't sell hourly consulting, sell organizational transformation. Don't sell coaching, sell strategic advisory engagements. So monthly recurring revenue on a training contract could easily be $12K, $15K, $20K per month. Consulting, organizational transformation consulting, is almost always 6-figure, multi-6-figure, sometimes as much as $500,000. Coaching and coaching contracts, easily 5K, 8K, 10K per month. And that's to coach a single executive, not even talking about team coaching and working with C-suite leadership teams and so forth. So the monthly recurring revenue, this slide, I'm going to encourage you, take a screenshot. If you take nothing else from our time together today, and there's a lot more else coming, but if you take nothing else from today, pardon me, you can't serve big if you sell small. So start selling big. Start selling big. What that means is that your fees must be commensurate with the impact that you are creating with and for that client. Don't be surprised if that is 3 times to 10 times the fees that you're charging today. Yes, really? And yes, I'm talking to you. 3 times to 10 times the fees that you're charging today. We don't have time to go into this rant, but short story, no taximeter pricing. Never charge anything hourly, ever. Please do yourself this one favor. You're not a taxi. We're not going on a taxi ride across town. Charging hourly is insanity, and it's costing you tens of thousands of dollars. So with shift number 1, get this wrong, and you'll never get off the gig-to-gig hamster wheel, and you'll be in low demand as a commodity consultant, commodity coach, commodity agency, etc. Get this right, and you'll go deeper, further, faster with each client, charge significantly higher fees, and finally break open the floodgates with your monthly recurring revenue. And again, monthly recurring revenue is the holy grail. Monthly recurring revenue is what will get you out of that feast and famine, crazy revenue roller coaster, not sure where my next client's coming from, not sure how I'm going to pay the mortgage next month or next quarter. All of that stress starts to melt away once you've installed a monthly recurring revenue mechanism in your business. So Steve Rudolph, a fantastic executive coach, he says, I closed on a 39K leadership program, and Steve used to charge hourly. This is about move away from hourly. You can't sell big if you serve small. I've never been close to this number. I asked the client, are you ready to make the investment to achieve these outcomes? Because he was selling the destination, not the transportation. He says, bam, thank you, David, for the coaching and encouragement. So imagine going from hourly to a 39K packaged coaching program. Imagine the impact on Steve's revenue and Steve's bottom line. Profound, really, really profound. Second shift, use the 7 hidden B2B buying criteria. B2B buyers are lazy, busy, and befuddled. And no harm, no foul. When I was in corporate, I was lazy, busy, and befuddled. I didn't have time to figure things out, right? I was doing my job, I was going to meetings, I was delivering client work. But understand that all of your marketing and all of your sales is going to land in front of buyers who are lazy, busy, and befuddled. So they use 7 specific buying criteria. This is research from the Wellesley Hills Group. This is some sales research from Dave Curlin and company. I've aggregated a couple of different sources. When we survey B2B buyers, here are the 7 criteria that they're looking for. In-depth, that you have an in-depth understanding of the client's current situation. And we talked about your messaging. If you remember the model, we talked about the messaging needs to convey that understanding. immediately relevant to their current problems, have a strong point of view. You need to have a strong point of view and a model and a framework that indicates that it's not your first rodeo. You actually know what you're doing. It's simplicity. So a visual model, for example, like the one I used a few moments ago, that simplifies something that is incredibly complex. So when I said it's not about growth, it's about integration between marketing, 3 factors in your marketing, sales, 3 factors in your sales success, and scale, and 3 factors in your scale success or your scalability. That is a very, very complex set of ideas. I made it visually consumable by you. And I simplified it to say, hey kids, come on in, the water's fine. We know what we're doing. We've done this 1,800 times before, and we can help you do the same. You need to have that same simplicity on the other side of complexity. 5th one is applied expertise tailored to their exact industry. Real world experience, you communicating your real world experience and credibility and case stories. You see me doing that here. And again, full transparency, right? I don't do it if it doesn't work, and I don't teach it if I'm not doing it myself. And then return on investment and cost of inaction. Return on investment and cost of inaction, 2 parts to this. Number 1, made explicitly clear, and it needs to be believable. It needs to be believable and credible to them, that you don't need to be a magic unicorn and have everything go perfectly, that a company of their size or a team of their composure, they can get this done with your help, with your guidance, with your structure, with your consulting, coaching, mentoring, and guidance. So key number 2, get this wrong, and you'll be stuck trying to peddle your programs to prospects who don't see real value in what you do, and they won't hire you. In other words, they don't get it, they don't see it, they don't want it, and there's no sense of urgency. It's like the arrow missed the bullseye. Get this right, and you'll easily connect with B2B buyers using the right language to capture their attention, engage with you willingly, that's the key, and hire you. So shift number 2, client success. Poppy Green, who's actually a current client right now, I jumped into your program after the first week using the tools I developed with your guidance. I locked in a $60,000 plus contract. Remember, my friends, you can't serve big if you sell small. Shift number 3, replace stupid marketing tricks with MMA. I talked about MMA earlier. It's our acronym for money-making activity. Money-making activity. Here's the monkey work. You know the monkey work. You told me the monkey work. But it's, you got a blog, tweet, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, networking, trade shows, media, PR, referrals, postcards, cold calls, free speaking, webinars, YouTube articles, write a book, host podcasts, do interviews, SEO, mobile, text messaging, list building, radio and TV, infographics, write ebooks, get into Facebook ads, video series, live streaming, online. Oh my God, are you serious? Forget it. Forget it. As we say here in Philadelphia, forget about it. Forget about it. No. The smart way is to choose a marketing system focused on MMA, focused on money-making activity that you find easy, effortless, and enjoyable. Play only to your strengths. Play only to your strengths, and commit to 2 or 3 primary initiatives or strategies, not 10. And drop everything else. Those are the 3 most important words on this slide. Is don't say, yeah, David, but I still want to do posting on LinkedIn 3 times a day. I still want to pump up my YouTube channel. I still want to. I'm going to ask you the Dr. Phil question. How's that working for you? It's probably not working that great. So please stop the monkey work. Drop everything else other than the focused MMA strategies that are intentionally aimed towards your next best prospect. So we have lots and lots and lots of tools in our MMA engine. So our primary mentoring program is called Do It MBA. MMA is money-making activity. And again, without getting into the detail on this, we've color-coded these different stages and phases and kind of when you use which. This is the menu from which I'm going to say pick 2. Pick 2. We have clients that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars additional every single year, and they picked one. They picked one. They picked the multiplier strategy. They picked interviews as marketing. They picked content-based networking. They picked board prospecting in reverse. They picked the authority amplifier. They picked follow the leader. They picked newsjacking. Whatever it is, pick 2. 2. Not all of them, but 2. So the key to your MMA engine is 4 magic words. Offer value, invite engagement. It's not about being pushy, salesy, needy, and desperate. 3RS is another one of our terms that you'll get to know and love if we decide to do some great things together. Research, and this is in order: research, relevance, relationship, and then sale. We're not pitching, we're not peddling, we're not showing up at a first meeting going, hey, buy my stuff, buy my thing, hire me for consulting for $350,000 next year. This needs to be a step-by-step, very intentional, human-to-human process. Come across their radar as a partner, not as a peddler. If you get this wrong, you will keep doing marketing that you find exhausting, depressing, and ineffective. And Charlie and Rachel and I do not want you to do that. So get this right, and you will build lasting corporate relationships, gain prospects' genuine trust, and have more and better sales conversations that end up in a yes. And P.S., it's a lot more fun connecting with people who want to talk with you, as opposed to you feeling that you have to scale the fortress and break into the castle, to use a mixed metaphor there. So no scaling fortresses, no breaking into castles. They will open the front gate and they will welcome you in the front door. Our client, Sean, this is our $575,000 deal, but I want you to listen to the language, listen to the positioning of this. We're at the implementation phase of a new $575,000 project. They want to do it, but they also realize that they have to do it because of the way I positioned it. They're not looking elsewhere. They're not looking at anybody else. So he's not being price shopped. He's not being comparison shopped. He is not an interchangeable cog. And even though technically they could get what I'm offering for maybe 1/3 to 1/5 of the price. Let me repeat that. They could get what I'm offering for 1/3 to 1/5 of the price, but they're willing to pay $575,000 because Sean is positioned as the go-to guy for this kind of client, for this kind of work, in that kind of industry. They're afraid to look elsewhere. They're afraid to hire anyone else because of that integration that we talked about. Shift number 4, you've heard the term, can't see the forest for the trees. Well, too often we try and market to the forest. We say, well, I'm going to go into the manufacturing space. Manufacturing is a forest, my friends. You can't sell anything to manufacturing. You can't sell anything to pharmaceutical. Forests don't buy. Individual trees buy. So we have to zoom in on the tree level. And this is what also makes me crazy about so many of these coaching programs that, people come to us as refugees. It's like, give me your cold, give me your poor, give me your tattered. And these people come in burned, bruised, let down, and disappointed from these other programs that have these kind of generic, you have to have an avatar. You have to have, you got to do your demographics. No, you don't. That's a huge waste of time. If you've ever done that, by the way, as an academic exercise, you will realize it is completely unusable and completely impractical in the kind of world that a small or solo consulting firm operates in. A small solo consulting or expert services firm, consultant, coach, agency, etc., your focus needs to be on connecting with the exact right people, those are the trees, in the exact right way, for the exact right reason to help them. That's how that works. So 3 steps. Step number 1, focus. These 2 focusing questions will take you miles ahead. Number 1, who do you serve and who do you not serve? Number 2, what problems do you solve and what problems do you not solve? These 2 answers will help you laser focus everything you do, everything you say, and everything you sell. And they will guide you to the right kinds of MMA. They will guide you based on research, relevance, and relationship to the right kinds of prospects and clients. So that brings us to, let's do that. Let's identify the trees. Create a finite, written, workable list of prospects that you would love to connect with. I'm talking about specific corporations, associations, groups, and the specific people at each one. Trees, people equals trees, trees equal people. This may be easy, but it's not obvious. And if we decide to do any work together in any capacity, we will show you 5 to 10 sources of corporate leads hidden in plain sight that you might even be looking at, but you're not looking in the right way, or you're not looking in the right place when you're looking. Number 3 is connect. Proactive peer-to-peer connection strategies. This is about authority-based introductions, referrals, content sharing, not posting. Let me be clear, content sharing is not content posting. Y'all are posting your brains out and it's not doing anything for your business. Individual, private content sharing, and relationship building in accordance with the MMA engine that I just showed you that has those 14 different strategies to choose from. Basically, this will let you talk to new friends. You're intentionally befriending your next set of clients, talking to new friends who respect and welcome your communication versus cold calling strangers, which never works, never has, never will. Get this wrong and you will keep doing spray and pray marketing that is all over the map and rarely generates good corporate clients or good fees. Get this right and you will intentionally befriend the exact corporate decision makers who will gladly hire a helpful authority, and they'll repeat, renew, refer, and recommend like crazy, like crazy. The amazing Bryn Tillman. During David's program, I saw a clear path to building a much bigger business. Even more important, I got into action right away and got 2 new clients the first week just by doing my homework. So again, notice the speed, the clarity, the speed, the implementation. With the clarity I got from this mentoring experience, I will triple the size of my business this year. That's the kind of breakthrough that you can have in a matter of weeks or very short months. Shift number 5, we're rounding the corner here. Stop charging like an amateur. Here's where the math, I promised you some math. This is the math. Math people, rejoice. Real world market rate fees. There are only 2 reasons why you're not earning what you deserve. Either you think your expertise isn't worth it, and by the way, you're incorrect. You're wrong about that. Number 2, or you think it is worth it, but you believe that if you charge more, no one's going to hire you. So let's talk real. Let's have a little real chat about fees and money. The number 1 advice is please stop listening to idiots. Value-based fees is the way to go. You need to stop guessing. You need to stop spending other people's money with your wallet. Meaning, don't assume that you know what a lot of money means to them. When I'm talking to a Fortune 500 company, say, oh, we've lost a lot of money. I'm thinking that's a couple million. They're thinking it's a couple billion. When I say to an Inc. 5000 CEO, how much does that cost you? Oh, that's a lot. I'm thinking a couple $100,000. He says it's about 12 million, right? Or it could go the other way. Maybe I'm thinking it's millions. And they're like, yeah, we lose about $10,000 a year. Well, that's not a lot of money, right? So please, these assumptions in both directions, never assume we got to find out. We got to find out. The mantra here is you are not your client. Your client might live in a $500,000 house. Maybe you live in a $2 million house. Could be the other way, right? So you live in a $2 million house and your client lives in a $500,000 house. You know, you're driving a $30,000 car. They're driving a $90,000 car. So do not spend people's money with their wallet, right? Do not spend other people's money with your wallet. Do not spend other people's money with your wallet or with your pocketbook because you are not your client. So think about this. Regardless of experience, how much for a root canal? New dentist, old dentist, 20th root canal, 20,000th root canal. The answer is market rate. How much for an airline ticket? Let's say that this is this pilot's first go round as a full captain, 4-bar captain with an airline. You know, she was a co-pilot, she was a navigator. Is the airline ticket cheaper because she wasn't a captain for 30 years? No, the airline ticket is the market rate for the airline ticket. You want to do a tax return? Great. First tax return, 20th tax return, 20,000th tax return. How much does a tax return cost? Tax return costs market rate for a tax return. So we are guessing, we're not doing a competitive scan, and we are paying ourselves with our own wallet instead of the prospect's wallet. This is not even about what you need to earn, it's about what they need to pay to take you seriously. Please write that down. This rant here is not about what you need to earn. Will you earn more 3 times, 5 times more? Absolutely. It's not about you earning more money. It's about what they need to pay to take you seriously. What they need to pay to take you seriously and to take your advice and to implement your changes and to make happen what you see and what you're advising them to make happen. Here's the math. Adding $300,000 to what you're doing quickly. Let's say you have a pilot offer, and depending on your business model, that pilot offer could be lots of things. When you talk to Charlie, by the way, and you don't have a pilot offer, we will talk about what a pilot offer might look like or should look like for you. Let's say that's $5,000 and you sell 2 of those per month. So now we're adding $120,000 to what you're doing. If you're not doing training, seminars, workshops, you probably could or should be doing training, seminars, and workshops. $5,000 is low, but let's just keep it there. So 2 training clients, so 2 people, take the pilot offer, maybe 2 more people want you to come in and train on something. So that's $5,000 times 2 times 12. And then finally, let's say you have a coaching package at $8K. So we usually encourage you to sell coaching for much more than 8K. So you saw Steve Rudolph sell a 39K coaching package, but let's just keep it reasonable. 8 times 12 is 96. So with 5 new sales per month, which is not a lot, 5 new yeses per month, you are adding $336,000. Now you might say, oh, that's ridiculous. That's never going to happen. That's impossible. Let me tell you what that does not include. That does not count from your existing client base. Repeat business, referral business, spin-off, consulting, books, masterminds, digital courses, VIP days, sponsorship, licensing. We have clients with all these different profit centers. No one has all of them, but people have 2 or 3 other things going on. So you might think, well, okay, that's a snapshot of how I can add $300,000 to what I'm doing right now. Is there any monthly recurring revenue? There is not. And I said the magic happens with monthly recurring revenue. Look, Abacus, it's black and white, it's color, it's black and white, it's color, it's black and white, it's color. Yes, my friends, the magic abacus. Let's talk about monthly recurring revenue. 5K per month, monthly recurring revenue. You make 2 of those sales, that's $120,000 cash collected over the next 12 months. 2 sales, 2 sales. 5K monthly recurring revenue, 2 people paying you 5K a month, 10K a month new is coming in, 120K just got added to your year. Not training, but training contracts. Training contracts, never less than 10K per month. 10K is low, but I wanted to kind of map this out for you. So now 2 other clients are paying you 10K per month from one, 10K per month from the other, 20K per month total, 12 months, $240,000. 2 contracts. We've sold 4 things so far this year. 4. We've sold 2 MRR coaching and we've sold 2 training contracts. And we're already at $360,000 additional. We're not done. We're doing a low figure consulting at 20K per month. Low figure consulting. We have clients doing 30K, 40K, 50K per month consulting deals. You saw Sean's deal for $575,000 annual revenue. Divide that by 12, you get the idea. 1 consulting client paying you 20K per month. We have another client, by the way, who it's 1 call every 2 weeks and then email me whenever. And a big financial services client is paying $20,000 a month for that. And they're happy to pay that, by the way. 2 half-hour calls per month plus access to me in between whatever you need. 20K per month, 20K per month, 20K per month. 240,000 for that one. Let me be clear. This is 5 new sales per year because these are recurring deals. 240 plus 240 plus 120. We've added $600,000 to your business. You've made 5 sales. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. You've added $600,000 to your business. You have gotten 5 yeses from 5 corporate decision makers, Fortune 500, Inc. 5000. 5 additional sales in a year, but it's recurring and it's magic. Now this is also not even counting. Some will repeat, some will refer, spin-off, one-off projects, books, masterminds, digital courses, VIP days, sponsorship, licensing. Even the current business that you have now. Hey, I'm making 150K. I'm making 200K. I'm making 300K. Good for you. Let's add 600,000 to your 100. Let's add 600,000 to your 300. Let's even cut that in half. Hell, cut that down by 75%. Let's add $150,000 a year to what you're doing. 100 goes to 250, 250 goes to 400, 400 goes to 550. I bet you'd be super happy if we could help show you a way to do that. But this is real, people. This is math. Let the English major stand on top of the desk and tell you this is math. And this is real. This is real. So get this wrong and you will continue undercharging and under-earning, and the premium B2B clients and prospects you want will never find you. Get this right and you will build a scalable, saleable, expert-based business that corporate clients will confidently hire, rehire, and recommend. And as a bonus, you will 3x to 10x your income. Really. Yes, really. Yes, you. Yes, 3x to 10x your income. Great example of this is the amazing Pete Steggy. I was looking at several different programs and I'm thrilled that I went with Do It Marketing because it really did transform my business. My first deal, 2 months after joining, was $170,000. My largest contract I'd ever sold before was $21,000. I also closed the 54K 6-month consulting deal and a 64K retainer client, which is now my small package. I just love that. It's now my small package. I'm never looking back. So what could you do in 2 months, 4 months, 6 months? Could you be the next Pete? I don't know. I don't know. I think you could. If you book your demo call with Charlie, we can both find out. And then here's how to punch it into sixth gear. Invest in mentoring. Everyone should have a mentor. Mentoring brings two very important things: new ideas and accountability. There are new ideas in your head right now that would not have been there if you hadn't made time for this masterclass. A good mentor will give you great ideas and ensure that you take action. Structure, system, accountability, and a guided implementation. A great mentor will put together a powerful group of people all working towards similar goals, because community is a force multiplier. Now, my recommendation to you is find someone who is a specialist at winning B2B and corporate clients. It's important to mentor with someone who has the experience doing what you want to do and a long track record of client success, not just their own success. And this is that same goofball alert that I mentioned earlier. There's a lot of mentors out there that are going to want to push you into doing internet online marketing, which totally does not fit a B2B consultant, coach, corporate speaker, trainer, or agency owner. So today I promised you how to add 20K to 30K extra per month by landing bigger, better corporate clients, how to create, market, and monetize services that they actually want to buy by unlocking that desire, how to boost your monthly recurring revenue. I hope that was startling for you. I hope that was startling, and I hope that kind of jumped out and gave you a big hug and a big pat on the head so that you stop the revenue roller coaster by using the golden triangle. And then how to command premium fees from corporate buyers, move away from hourly pricing and escape the price-driven sale, how to target and connect with corporate prospects, gain their trust, and sell your services more easily and more often, and how to do all of this without the overwhelm, burnout, cold calling, or marketing monkey work, which we now both know you understand what I'm talking about, the marketing monkey work that you hate. So to recap, stop selling your time, 7 hidden buying criteria, replace stupid marketing tricks with MMA, no forest, all trees, forests don't buy, only the individual trees buy, stop charging like an amateur, unlock the power of monthly recurring revenue, and the bonus tip is invest in mentoring. So at this point, my friends, you have a choice. I mentioned at the top of the call, we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to help you implement some of these things based on your exact situation and goals. You could leave this webinar and say, hey, nice webinar, and go back to making the donuts, making the donuts, making the donuts. More of the same marketing problems, more of the same sales problems, more of the same scale problems. Or you could choose a different path. So the demo call with Charlie has set aside some time. His calendar is open to speak to you personally about how you can apply these ideas to your business starting today. This is absolutely free. I mentioned this is our mission. This is what we love to do every single day. I will tell you a couple of folks that it's not for. So it's not for you if growing your revenue is not your #1 priority right now. You don't know what you want to be when you grow up. So this is really for serious B2B experts, not dabblers, not hobbyists, not people who are kind of part-time doing this on the side. You refuse to follow a proven process and take action. You refuse to change your low-fee mindset and low-fee business model, because that's just going to be frustrating for both of us. So you must be coachable. Or you're down to your last few bucks and you need to pay the rent this month, because again, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There is no get-rich-quick nonsense. This is get-rich-smart. And I'm going to quote my friend and client Cindy, this can change your business, this can change your life, this can change your family's life, and this can change your family tree. So who is this for? I'll put the URL up here again, and Rachel, feel free to share that once again, or Charlie, you too, if you want, yourdemocall.com. This is for you if you're up and running as a B2B consultant, business coach, agency owner, expert. You have some reach, network, client base, email list, even if that's very small right now. You're tired of doing okay, treading water, not enough cash flow or lead flow. You are willing to follow a proven process to ramp up revenue, and you take mentorship and direction well. So if you take action and you're a quick action taker, you're someone who believes no excuses, we're going to make this happen, we're not going to wait for it to happen, no whining, no complaining, that is our ideal type of personality that we work with as a client. So yourdemocall.com. On the demo call, we will help you get total clarity about everything we talked about today and what you want your B2B expert business to look like. Not on what we want it to look like, but what you want it to look like based on your exact situation and goals right now. The reason it's called a demo call is we will show you what you need to fix, adjust, change, and implement, and we'll show you if and how we can help. And you'll be talking again directly to Charlie Posnick, my amazing right hand. Some days he's my right hand, he's my left hand, he's my brain as well. But he's our COO, not a fast-talking, high-pressure salesperson. We do not hire any salespeople. We have 0 salespeople on our team. The process is people initially express their interest on this demo call. They talk to Charlie. We determine if we're a fit or not. If yes, then we have a conversation with me. You and I determine where to go from here, which of our 3 programs, if any, might be a fit, and then you leave both calls with some value and some implementable action steps, whether we decide to work together or not. So we're going to talk about your exact business model, service model, revenue model, plus how to fix most pricing mistakes and where some gaps are, your topic, your focus, your niche, and the secret sauce that really separates you from everyone else that only you can provide, your ideal clients and audiences, who they are, where to find them, and how to connect with them. And if we work together, and you've met probably a half dozen of our clients now through these case studies, so you will meet Pete, you will meet Copy, you will meet all of the folks, you will meet Steve. We will put you in the same mentorship and the same community that we put our 6 and multiple 6-figure experts in, some of whom you met today. This is soup to nuts, skill building, accountability, guided implementation to make sure that you're successful, even if you've bought a ton of other courses, hired coaches, wasted money on boot camps and seminars that promised you the moon and grossly under-delivered in the past. I will tell you, I'm not proud of this, but it's absolutely true, and Charlie can tell you some horror stories. We've gotten burned. As a 7-figure business, we've gotten burned also on consultants and mentors and goofballs that promised the moon and completely under-delivered and disappeared, and just bitterly, bitterly disappointing. So we've gotten burned. We know it's not fun. That is absolutely not the business that we are in. So we are ready for our Q&A. I went a little bit longer because I wanted to kind of dive into some of those, the content items. So I did a little bit of a rant here and there. But while we're doing our Q&A, 2 quick instructions. I saw some questions fly by in the chat that I did not have time to answer, so I apologize. If you typed a question in the chat, please retype it now. If you would like to type a question in the chat, because now is our big Q&A, feel free to type that in. I'm going to encourage you, as you're doing that, as you're listening to our Q&A, if you are ready for a rapid breakthrough, book that demo call with Charlie, because the slots always fill up very quickly when we do these live masterclasses. And the URL is, again, yourdemocall.com, yourdemocall.com. So questions about anything we talked about today, any of today's teaching, questions about the practices, the principles, how to get B2B corporate clients, Fortune 500 clients, Inc. 5000 clients, large companies or small to medium-sized companies, how to go down sort of the checklist of our 6 criteria, what stood out for you, what questions do you have that might be specific to your business or your situation. I am all ears. Please pop those in the question box. Rachel's going to pass those to me because I know things are flying fast and furious in there. I'm going to open up my window here and let's have a look.
David, I see one here. I currently monetize my expertise by operating B2C,
Yes.
but I want to offer that expertise to a business clientele. Can what you're talking about be helpful to me?
Yes, well, and specifically the demo call, and Charlie, I mean, maybe you can speak to this because you're on the front end of these calls. When we sort of lay out what it would look like to make that transition from B2C to B2B, some people go, I get it. I love you guys. It makes perfect sense. That's not going to bring me joy. That's not going to be fun for me. Those are not my people. That is not my path. So I think this really requires a conversation. On the other hand, let me paint a bright spot in that same exact category. Someone came to us, and Charlie, you'll remember, we don't need to use names, and she says, I'm a mindset coach. And we're like, oh God, mindset coach. All right, fine, whatever. And she got on a demo call, and she's not just any old mindset coach. She's making like over $1 million a year. Let me repeat that. Mindset coach making over $1 million a year. And this was the crux of her issue, is that, B2C is great, but B2C only goes so far. And I kind of hit a wall, and I can't really do more marketing. I can't really do more client attraction in B2C. And then I shared with her, you can't serve big if you sell small. So don't companies need this? Don't executive teams, leadership teams, founders, C-suite teams need this mindset work, this breakthrough work? And she said, oh, absolutely. And she says, about 25% of my clients are CEOs already. And I work with them for 3 months and they go, hey, can you come work with the team? But it happens by accident. And that's not how they first think of me. They first think of me as, oh, I'm going to hire you personally. And they never think of, hey, let's do a $15,000, $20,000 a month corporate coaching, corporate consulting deal. And you can work with our whole leadership team, our whole executive team. And she says, I want to start getting bigger deals and I want to start doing fewer sales. I mean, I showed you guys the math. I showed you 5 calls a month. I'm sorry, 5 new clients a month, 5 new clients a month, 60 clients a year. Option 1, $336,000. Not bad. Some folks might want that. That's 5 clients a month. I then showed you 5 clients a year on the monthly recurring revenue model. 5 clients a year would add $600,000 to what you're doing. So again, we can throw fuel on a 6-figure business and make it multi-6. We can throw fuel on a multi-6-figure business and get you close to 7. In this case, we're going to throw fuel on a 7-figure business and get her to $2 million, $2.5 million, $3 million. But that B2C to B2B shift, that's no joke. I mean, it's profound. It will change your marketing. It will change your sales. It will change your client base. It will change the way that you think about your business. It will change the way that your prospects and clients think about your business. So we don't take that lightly. And some people, when we lay it out, what's involved, they go, the journey's not worth the trip. Thanks, but no thanks, don't want to go. And then we'll figure out, okay, well, what's the next step? Or maybe there is no next step, and we kind of wish you well and send you off with a couple of good ideas and some resources. So all of that is possible. All of that is possible. What else? Other questions? I saw some questions flying by earlier, and of course we just steamrollered right over those questions because I did not stop for questions in the middle. Actually, that might be a good idea, frankly. So Charlie, we'll make a note. Perhaps we'll do a little question break at the 2/3 mark instead of just at the end. What other questions can I answer for you about any of the teaching today? Anything that we talked about? Questions about the demo call, questions about the next step, questions, really anything. Open season on questions that might be on your mind. So Rachel just passed me a question. What are the various elements of the program and what are the 3 different levels in terms of content? So I mentioned, thank you, great question. We have a program for folks that are not yet at 100K, and that is, let's call that the foundational. That's the foundational program. So obviously, we're going to talk high level about marketing, sales, revenue growth, those 9 accelerators that I showed you in our model, but we're going to really drill down on niche, target market, service offerings, and pricing. Because if you dial those in, that's the solid foundation upon which everything else is built. And I would recommend, so I'm not sure who asked that question, Rachel, but whoever it is, I would encourage you to book the demo call with Charlie, because you can get a lot of rapid clarity on what needs to be fixed and what needs to change, whether we decide to work together on anything or not. But so think of that foundations program. That's what's in our less than 100K category. And again, still primarily for B2B experts or B2C who are interested and committed in switching to B2B. That's also cool at that level. Our main mentoring program is our MBA program. MBA is where I showed you the model. I showed you the MMA engine. I showed you those 14 different MMA strategies. And that is probably where about 70% of our folks come in. And then for the folks that are already booking $500,000 per year of business and they want to get to high 6 figures or even multiple 7 figures, we have our MBA Elite program. The Elite program is obviously much smaller. It is a much higher level of investment, and it's really built on this community. So right now I'm working with 11 amazing clients in our Elite level, and they are supporting each other. They're getting direct support from me. That's much more similar to working with me one-on-one. It's kind of David one-on-one, but at scale. So that's the MBA Elite program. First step, I mean, rather than go down a whole bunch of features and benefits and crazy talk like that, I would encourage you to book a call, and then we can figure out if any of these things are a fit, because people don't buy the bits and the bytes and the pieces, they buy the outcome. So having an outcome conversation, like what's the outcome that you're really working towards? Where do you feel stuck? What's working? What's not working? What do you feel are the areas where you need the most support? That's going to tell us more about which, if any, of our mentoring experiences might be a good fit. All right. Well, this was totally fantastic. This was really, really, this was great for me. That's all I'm saying. I hope it was great for you too. This is what we do. So as far as tearing the blinders off, telling you the real deal, not pretending that things are easy when they're not easy, making things that are complicated as simple as possible, breaking things down into their components so you can get your arms around them and really start to make some dramatic shifts in your business. And you've seen a half dozen flavors of what that dramatic shift might look like with our half dozen case studies. I would encourage you, book the call with Charlie. Pop over to yourdemocall.com. Let's figure out where you're at. Let's help you figure out where you want to go. We'll give you some clarity. We'll give you some focus. We'll give you some specific things to change or fix. And if we decide that a next step makes sense, we can take that next step, figure out if we're a fit for any of those 3 different mentorship experiences. And if yes, great. And if no, again, we'll send you on our way with our blessing and some good ideas and some good resources to help you on your own. So I just can't emphasize enough. Charlie, Rachel, our entire team, Teresa, who's our director of training, Sam, who's our director of operations, Amy and Allison on our client success team. We love nothing more than client wins. We love nothing more than client wins. And we're here to help you win, whether that's formally, informally, on the demo call, in one of our mentoring experiences, even on webinars like this. I hope this gave you some rocket fuel and some strategies and some encouragement to help you make some changes and help you win. All right, my friends, I appreciate you. Thank you as always, and we will talk next time.